chef and builder, Jamie Pendleton, and as you can see, we're back in the office where we're going to finish things up today. We've got the gutters ordered. They're supposed to be here in about a week. Yay! We've already had our first snow. We'll show you that in just a minute. We've got the lights hung, the ceiling fan, the room is painted. I've got this brick wall sponge painted to kind of push that wall back and out so it's not so narrow feeling in here. And that really did a really good job. I love this sponge painted brick wall. That looks really great. I get a lot of compliments on that. We've got the number 15 felt paper on the ground and being rolled out. If you want, you can spend more money and get a fancy pad or paper for this, but you just need a vapor barrier for this type of wood floor that we're using from Menards. It's a Mohawk wood floor. I'll show that to you here in just a minute. It's just a click and lock. Click and lock, that's all that it is. Some people complain it's hard to install. It's not. If you use my tips, it's not that hard to install. And all you need is a chop saw. And I've got a couple of PVC pipes here, electrical conduit pipes that I got to run around. So we're going to need a jigsaw for that. But other than that, yeah, I'm pretty excited. So come along with me and let's get started, and I'll show you how to put in a wood laminate floor over concrete. Come on. Okay, so my husband's out shoveling snow so we don't track it in the room on the floor. Oh, there he is. I seen you out shoveling. So we're just going to start by putting down the number 15 weight paper. We're going to unroll it, and you just want to keep that about a ½ an inch from the walls. Okay? We want to make sure that the floor breathes and that the moisture itself can't evaporate. And like I said, we've set this in here for almost a week now. 5, 6, 7 days I think this has been out here now, so we just hadn't gotten to it. But you do want this to acclimate to the room temperature in your home or the room you're sitting it in. Check the moisture. If you're doing it on concrete, you can get a little piece of equipment and you can check the moisture in your concrete. But that really doesn't matter because you're going to have the vapor barrier down. And that's why I'm using the felt roofing paper. And that's why I'm leaving it away from the walls just a little bit, you know, just that ½ inch. So then that way we can let that air flow underneath the floor itself. I think that's important. It's by Mohawk and it is their Harmony plank collection. Plank size is a 7½ inch wide by 47¼ inch long. Thickness is a 5/16 or an 8 millimeter. The edge is a square edge. The planks per carton are 9 planks per carton. Square foot per carton is 22.09 coverage. And we have 252 square feet to cover, minus that door and minus where the steps are going to be. But we didn't even count that in. You just want to go ahead and you want to add that extra percentage in. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to cut around this pipe. Okay, so you want to cut this long, cut around the wall here, take off a 1/4 to ½ of an inch from your fold. Just follow that fold line. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to start laying. Now, when you start with your plank, you'll see here you've got a longer lip here and a shorter lip here. You want this longer lip here facing you. So it will go up against the wall like this. See the short lip here? The long lip here? You want that facing you. That puts the shorter lip up against this corner wall, and you want to start in the left-hand corner wall. Then you can see here, that leaves you with this lock lip coming on. All right, so let's go lay down the first piece. Now lay down this first piece. You can take the straight edge, by the way, and you can see if there's any places that need to be, you've got a little hump right here. And I'll probably come through here to fill that in when we get that far. And my issue with this, laying this floor in this room, is that this is an exterior wall. This is not an interior wall, it's an exterior wall, and therefore it is not accurate. So if I were to come down through here and put spacers in, and I were to measure the depth of my board, okay, and then plus the spacer, new spacers here, or a block of wood here, I'm not going to get an accurate measurement on this measurement and down here when I run my chalk line. Because I've got a bow in the wall down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click down a whole row of these together, and then I'm going to line them up and I'm going to see how they look first. And then I'm going to go off of that. So we'll see whether or not I'm going to go off a chalk line or not. I may just end up eyeing this one. But you can just measure this plus your spacer, and then take that measurement, mark it out here, and run your chalk line down here by doing the same thing down on that end of the room. And that will get you a straight run. And that's another good thing about this black paper, is it really helps you see your chalk lines and stuff. Now also on black paper, just like a roof, this is an acting chalk line. These lines right here they're the lines for when you staple in the roofing, but they're also the same lines. And you can see you've got another line here. You got some lines here. So they are an actual acting chalk line as well. So I mean, this, you can treat this as your straight edge. But in this instance, I do have this main electrical line coming in to the main electrical box here that my husband wired. This is the main wire from the house box from the 200 amp service. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get this lined up about where I know that it's going to have to be for my woodwork to cover it. And I'm going to see if maybe I can't just go ahead and put this on underneath my woodwork. That would be fine with me. So I'll just line it up just like that right there. That's fine with me. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to cut a spot out right here. Now this is going to get hidden underneath the staircase, but we went ahead and decided that we're going to go ahead and lay this floor underneath the steps, just to give them nice, smooth, and a nice flow coming out the steps. Okay, so we're going to take a jigsaw and we're just going to cut that little piece right there out. I'll hand that to him. All right, and he'll be back with that piece, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start laying out some other pieces down across here, so I'll have them ready to go. Okay, again, this is going to be underneath the staircase, so there's no base trim moldings or anything like that that's going to be here. But we did want to go ahead and get the floor lined up and started. So we're going to come off of here about 3/8 of an inch from the wall. Remember, this is a floating floor, so you can make adjustments, that's fine. Now, we're going to start by locking our piece in. So I got to take this first row and I got to pull it back away from the wall. Just because mine's going to sit somewhat underneath the brick here. Just because the brick is uneven, not like a drywall wall. And what you want to do is you just want to line this up. Kind of push in, make sure it's lined up. Just like that. And there you go. There we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. And there we have just a quick lock. I mean, and you're just going to keep going on down the road just like that. I'll show that to you again. .45-degree angle. Make sure your edge is all lined up here. And then when you get it all nice and lined up, lock and drop, and then push. Just push it in right there. Nice and square. There you go. Let me show it to you one more time. Doing the thing. Now here we are going to be back up against the piping. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and lock this one in. Just going to lock it in here. Lock and drop. There we go. Give it a shove. Come on, lock and drop. There we go. It should fit tighter than that. There we go. Got to kind of wiggle it sometimes. Put it up against that, and then we're going to use our marker here. And
I can cut two things if you want me to.
I got to cramp at my hip already. And because that's going to flow that direction around it, we actually want to come out here further this way. And we're going to be about to right there. Okay. We'd have to cut it again and be.
Yeah, I understand.
And if you want me to, you want that design coming around it, right?
If you want it, I can come and do that.
Okay. And if that's the case, now we're just gonna unsnap it with all That's all it took to unsnap it. It just pops right off this, you know, same way you put it in. Put it in, take it off. That's how easy that works. Just gonna kind of wait for him. And you can see here where I've got the whole line all, done. And you can see where I can put it on my chalk line and put it back in place when I got that first row on. But for right now, I'm just gonna pull that first row out so I don't have to battle up underneath this, this brick line here. This is a really pretty a maple finish floor, so I'm pretty excited about it. I was going for that beach look, and I think I'm getting it with the sea turtle green walls and the, which is more blue than green to me, but, and the starfish white on the other walls. Yeah. My daughter says it looks like she's in Tiffany's with the black and the glass and the crystals and the... Just gonna take and put it on our 45-degree angle. Not even 45, to me it's more of a 30-degree angle here. And then we're gonna take and kind of work it in like that. Till we got it. There we go. That's straight. Our edge is good. There we go. We're gonna slide that right in just like that right there. Matter of fact, I might even build like a box here around the pipe. So that'd be pretty, wouldn't it? Just to go ahead and build a box here. So there you go. That's what I'll do. I'll just put a white box here, or maybe even build a box out of this stuff right here, you know, coming around it. So that's fine. As long as we got it so we can push this back far enough to stay in our alignment, that's fine. Okay, so now once we get there, make it really difficult. Make sure you don't have any debris on here. What I need to do here then, is I need to come off of this, I need the tape measure. Now on the second row, we're just going to cut a board exactly in half, and we're going to use this half, and we're going to start here. That way we got our boards kind of looking like the real 3/4 inch wood floor that we have here within the house. Okay, we just cut this piece out to fit the wall down here. You want to put these in one row, okay? Put one row together, and then have someone here and down here, if you can, someone in the middle. And then what you want to do is you want to take a block of wood. I've just got some old wood flooring here that I had, solid oak flooring. And you want to keep this lifted up off the ground about a finger and a half, for a man's finger depth probably right here. My finger about a finger and a half. And you just want to take it like this. Make sure you use your finger here to hold this up. You know, holding this up off the ground at an angle. And then I'm not hammering on this edge right here, because that right there will break. That FDS stuff there will break. Make sure you put your board here on the inside lip, like that. Keep your distance. And then you just slide, tap. And you'll see this crease, you'll see it going into place where it needs to go. Tap. Make sure you get right here where the seam's right here. You might see a notice, but when you hit it down here, John, you need to run down here and click that back in. I'm not going to off the. Just lift it up and then click it in right there. There you go. Just keep sliding. Alright. Now you see it's still sitting upright somehow. Just want to step on it. Like this right here. It's not going, it's because you've knocked it back out. There you go. And it should lay flat. You got it tucked in, it should lay flat. Get that to lay flat. And then you're just going to walk on it like that right there. And you'll feel it give. And that looks really good. Okay, and that's how you put in each row. You can see the floor here. And that's how we lay it. You just keep going. All right, next row. So on this next row, we started with a full board. Now we're going to go back to a 22 3/4 inches, I believe, was the half mark. So if you'd grab me a board there and cut it in half, I'd appreciate it. your edges here are level and even. And drop it. And then kind of wiggle it up and push it until you see that, let's see comfortably, there you go. And when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you mix and match them really well. You don't want to use them all out of the same box off the top of each other. You want to use different boxes and different pieces. And then you sit here and kind of look around and make sure that you're not duplicating any kind of a pattern on the floor. Okay. That's good. You can see I need another coat of paint on my door here, but I want to get this floor in today. So what you want to do is you want to take, you want to sit this with the end cut off, that lip cut off. You got this little lip here. We cut that off here because we used this end from the other end. So when we did a half piece, we ran the other half piece down here. This keeps us from wasting any. It's pretty basic. So what we want to do here then, we're going to run down here and make sure we got this end where we want it. And we bed up against the wall, so I'm going to double check that. I wondered why it was a little shorter than before. Okay, that's the right spot. Good. So we got that in where we want it. And now we can go ahead here and take our measurement. Now measurement from the top lip, from the surface piece right here, is 1 inch. So come over here and we mark this 1 inch. There you go. Hand that to the hubby. Get it a nice cut. Oh, that works perfect. Got it. I forgot to add that. To do that lip. Okay, now see on this one right here. This one right here did come from this one.
Oh, okay.
See how the pattern runs?
Huh.
Isn't that something? That is right on that. And that's fine. I'll just give that illusion of this board being a little bit bigger. I can get that on there. There we go. If you cut this too long, you can't get your fingers in there to do it. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to pick this up, this whole long line here, and we're going to come all the way down here, and we're going to sit this on top of the other lip. Pick it up and pop it on, just like that right there. Where we stuck at. Okay, there we go, right there. It was right here at the very end, okay. Okay. Get in with your hand a little bit. Just leave it, tilt it up, just like that right there. I'll put my foot there so it doesn't pop back out. There we go. I got my foot here, we'll work our way down that way. I'll make sure it doesn't pop back out. You're caught on that back corner, that's why that corner's not in. Pick it up. There you go. Now tuck it in. You're up a little too much there. You'll be careful. All right. Now, again, at this point, you want to double check your ends. Make sure that they're gonna your base trim will cover them. Everything looks good. My pattern looks good. Nothing looks like it's doubled or duplicated. So we can go ahead. You're picking it up too high and you pop it in. There you go. Got a little chip out of that corner there. That's good. See, I don't like the way that looks right there. I would never have done that on a real wood floor, but that's just the pattern. And then here, and we're going to step on it. In places like this right here. Throw some cold peas. Now, when you're doing this, you see there's some darker ones, and then there's some lighter ones in here, and there's some with some pattern. Well, you want to make sure you don't get too much with pattern, or too many light pieces, or too many dark pieces, okay? So be sure and intermix it. Like right here, we got some pattern, and right here we got some pattern, and then dark, dark, and then light and light. Kind of like a quilt, like a patchwork quilt. You want to keep the pattern so you can't tell. So that's right here we got three, some of them just look like they're 3 in a row. Now see, if I would have normally laid wood, I wouldn't have had that many seams together like that. But this looks really good, and this is laminate. This isn't real wood, so you just gotta watch the pattern.
Oh, looks nice.
But this is really easy to clean. You can never maintain this. You cannot mop this, steam mop this, or use any type of wet type mop on this. You just dust mop it, and you take acetone, like fingernail polish remover, and you can spot clean it with acetone. So, it's a very easy floor to maintain. I dust mop them. When I put these in my model homes and stuff, I just dust mop them. I used to do, I built close to 60 tract houses before I started going into houses with crawl spaces on it. Harder to do here. We're going to have to kind of Chef and Builder Janie Pilsen, and we're almost done with the room addition. It looks awesome. I'm really happy with it. We just have to finish putting in the floor. I've got, let's see, about 1.5 rows left to put down, and I'm going to be done. I'm going to have to scribe along the wall here to finish it up, but this was just a click together style, no glue down, a type floating floor. It was a Mohawk. You can see here, it's just the click together. It's got the floating waterproof side here. We went ahead and we put down a 15 weight felt roofing paper underneath here. If you want a little bit more padding, you can get what they call for. But this is just a nice rock maple finish on this. They're pretty durable panels. Here, I'll show it to you. You just have to watch your pattern, and I think we did a really good job on the pattern. Or I should say, I did a really good job on the pattern, because there's no we today. My husband helped me to right here, and then from here over I had to get her done, but he's back and he's ready to help me finish up this last 2 rows. So come on, and let's get started. Okay, I'm just scrolling down here. You can see where there's I don't know if you can see it, but I've got some flooring here. My husband showed up here, and he is doing the scroll work here. And I'm coming down here on the last piece. And we're still debating whether or not we're going to put some on the shelter cover or not. Okay, then we're going to be putting the fireplace back in place again, up against the wall. We've got the pads on underneath it so it won't scratch the floor. It's like a piece of furniture. Okay, so this is builder and chef Janie Pendleton, and I hope you've enjoyed coming along with us as we laid this laminate wood floor.